Hi, merry meet everyone. So I decided to kind of be a little courageous with my mask and my hat and my cat. Yeah, that kind of rhymed, didn't it? So, nah, I'm not gonna do the hat. I'll put the hat on the cat. See? He doesn't like that. So I go by Moonstar or Silver Sky. Usually just put the two together, so Moonstar, Silver Sky. Now this video is going to be about the tag that Faya, which is our leader and the creator of the Witch's Den amino, she did this Mythical Creatures tag. So I decided to do a video because I also really wanted to try to put more stuff on my YouTube channel in order to maybe start talking about pagan, witch, Wicca, and all that kind of stuff. More stuff about me. Maybe live talking about my blogs that I write. All that kind of good stuff. So here we go for this. All right, let's get started. What is your favorite creatures and why? Dragons. I love dragons. Love working with dragons. Love doing things with dragons. They're just mysterious and mystical and just, they hold a lot of amazing wisdom and information. If you ever do get the chance, I totally recommend studying draconic magic. It is amazing. Fairies. One of the first creatures I actually started working with was fairies. I loved working with fairies. I loved doing things with fairies. They are some of the most energetic, if not crazy, but helpful creatures. And elementals. I actually work with elementals in my craft. When I say elementals, I mean the embodiments of the elements, so air, fire, water, and earth. Sylphs, salamanders, nymphs, and narads, or any other kind of earth elemental you can think of. I love working with them with all kinds of stuff. So, that's my phone. Sorry about that. There we go. Do you work with mythical creatures? If so, which ones? Like I said, I don't incorporate them in my daily practice, but I do usually work with dragons or fairies. Elementals I do use whenever I cast a circle. What was your first experience with mythical creatures outside of your magical practice? Forces of wind and fire as a child. So when I was a kid, I thought I could control the breeze. I thought I could control the fire and a candle. I felt really connected with both of those elements, and I felt so inspired by them. I saw dragons in clouds. I loved looking at the clouds and seeing if I could see dragons or other mythical creatures in the clouds. I always felt in big forests or anywhere that's full of life, I felt fairies. I felt the presence of nature spirits. Have you had any trials, tribulations, or struggles while working with mythical creatures? Fairies. So when I lived in Chattanooga for college for about a year, I tried to connect with the fairies and nature spirits there. And let's just say it didn't work out. When you move or when you go to a different place that you don't usually go to, the spirits there don't know you. They don't want to work with you, and they haven't built a relationship with you. So it's like starting all over again, really. Sometimes when I try to connect with dragons don't want to connect. They don't want to have anything to do with me. They kind of just like, no, you're not ready. Which, that happens. Just try it again whenever you're ready. And sometimes elementals feel really distant. They don't want to have anything to do with you. Any advice for those who wish to work with mythical creatures? I listed 4 things on here. Confidence, understanding, compassion, and believing. Confidence in yourself and your magic. understanding that things might not happen the way they're supposed to happen, that the way you think they're going to happen, but they're going to happen in the way that is supposed to happen. Compassion. Love yourself, love others, love the beings you work with. Love is the central key. Believing. You got to believe. If you don't believe, then what's the point? Any type of mythical creature you don't care for and why. So I listed a couple of them. Funny enough, these could also be considered elemental creatures, but Sirens, kelpies, gnomes, golems, brownies. I don't care to work with them, nor have I felt comfortable to work with them. It doesn't say that I could possibly work with them, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do it. It's just it's not my cup of tea. How have mythical creatures helped you in your spiritual and personal growth? So when I was studying dragon magic, I did find my guardian dragon, which was great. Let's call her Saf. She is an air dragon, and it was one of the most thrilling experiences being able to say I connected with a dragon. You know, it's something that you don't normally would say. Fairies in the forest. So I love going outside in the forest, particularly if there is running water, a creek or a river or something, or if it's just like high in the mountains. We have a lot of mountains around here, so I'm able to go up there, but I always feel so blessed and so grown up, like so more adult, I guess would be the word, when connecting with fairies around here. I love working, my thumb again, sorry. I love working with the fire and wind elementals, like I was saying. Fire for creativity, wind for communication. They have helped me both in spiritual and personal growth. What is your favorite or go-to way to connect with mythical creatures? I love using candles, and I love using different flavored incenses and stuff like that, and that just kind of depends on which ones you want to contact. Hiking, like I said, walking trails and stuff like that. Those are great go-to ways to connect with nature and elemental spirits. And then leaving out some items for them, that's always great. So then that goes into number 9. What's an offering you use when working with mythical creatures? For fairies, definitely milk and bread. They love it. Love milk and bread. Homemade bread is even better. Whole milk, definitely. Not that skim milk crap. They don't. Dragons. I always feel like my dragons, the dragons that I connect with at least, love when I do art for them. Any kind of art. Drawing, writing, anything like that. Elementals. Something that attributes to them, you know, can't burn a candle, light some incense, that kind of stuff. What does working with a mythical creature bring into your life that wasn't there before? With fairies, it was a better communication with nature and not feeling quite so distant from nature. Dragons made me more responsible and better understanding of my artwork, not just drawing, but writing and all that kind of stuff too. Elementals made me feel more comfortable with my magic as a whole. Number 11. How do you work with a mythical creature to bring something into your life that you wish you had or that you need? So I ask fairies to help me work with herbs, or which things should I choose. Sometimes I call upon them when I'm doing readings. It just really depends. I ask dragons with my art and my crafting and stuff. Elementals, it's obvious. Or, well, if you don't know, you can ask elementals for whatever attribute to them that they have. So fire for creativity, wind for communication, water for wisdom, and earth for grounding. Number 12. Are there any stereotypes you find when it comes to those who work with mythical creatures? So this is funny when I was typing this. So I get a lot of times you're like, people say, well, they're not real. Well, with that attitude, they wouldn't be to you. So yeah, you're just making that crap up. Maybe. Well, why do you care? Dragons are hard to work with. Only if you don't have the time. But if you don't feel comfortable in your own skin either, they're not going to work with you. Fairies are tricksters and don't like humans. And that's only if you're a bad human. And of course they're tricksters, they're fairies. How do mythical creatures pertain to your craft? So I don't use them daily. I don't do a lot with them in rituals. I'm more in a tribute to different types of deities, but I call on elementals when I cast circles and stuff like that, so I do work with those. And when I do want to try to maybe dabble in dragons and stuff like that, I'd call on my dragon, or with fairies, it's whenever I want to take a moment out in nature. How are you drawn to working with magical creatures? I thought I saw fairies when I was a little girl, of course. Hiking and going out and stuff like that. You see those little streaks of light flashing by you, or, you know, things moving, losing your keys, that kind of thing. I always loved dragons. Love dragons. Love working with dragons. Dragons are amazing. They're one of the most interesting creatures in this mythical creature bunch, I think. That's my opinion. Elementals were a big thing to me. Like I said before, I thought I could control wind and fire when I was little. I was really big on those. So they really were something that I thought was special, and I always wanted to connect to them. That's all the questions, and I hope this helps somebody. My cat is trying to get in my lap. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys, and blessed be.